watching this manhunt because on October 25th, it was Wednesday night. Wednesday night, this dude in Maine went to a bowling alley, then went to a bar, shot up everybody.
What?
Shot up everybody, Dell. He shot up everybody, and then he killed 18 people and like injured 30 of them. Right in Maine. This was Wednesday night. So Dell, I find out about it on YouTube. YouTube had like so many people come like, damn, YouTube give it up the news. So I go to Twitter. I'll be on Twitter living my life. I open up Twitter. I got the For You. I got the trending. Ain't nothing about Maine on here at all. Nothing. Wow. Damn, nothing. I'm like, bruh, are you serious? I had to type in Maine shooter. Found him. Bow.
Maine shooter?
Maine shooter. I typed in Maine shooter.
Probably popped up so much shit.
And then people tweeting about it and so on. And they'll peep this, bruh. I got the news live while I'm packing for my trip, Dell. And they ain't found dude, because I'm watching the news. Everybody want to know. It's like the reverse racial Olympics. Everybody want to know. Nobody wants to be a black dude. Nobody wants to be a white dude. The Asians.
Right, exactly.
They got the picture dude name is Robert Card. Yeah, they couldn't find this man Wednesday night. Yeah, they couldn't find him Thursday night. Yeah, they barely found dude Friday night, so they say. So they found dude Friday night, said he was murked up. But bruh, they couldn't find dude. So I'm watching it, just live coverage. They giving out the reports. Yeah, everybody shelter in place. Everybody stay home. We don't know where dude is at. We trying to work it out. We gonna get it figured out. We don't know where he at. And they finally find it. And it just blew over. It just blew over, bruh. It just blew over. And the cold part is, though, the reason why I think it blew over so wildly is because when the first reports came out, they was like, oh, mass shooter kills 22 people, 60 injured. This is the biggest number of this year. Like it like broke a record. People kept saying it's biggest number. And once they got the real numbers in, it was like, it's just 18.
Wow.
And then it didn't matter no more. And then this is my thing, man. Like, this is something where this is one of those like social happenings that happen that your wife would know about. And this shit is such a big deal. It didn't even cross the Montague household radar.
Exactly.
Because it happened on the Wednesday. We got the second day of NBA tip-off. We got a whole war in Iraq and in Palestine, and the Niners now lost 2 games in a row. I mean, did they win against the Bengals right now? I don't know. I think we still playing. But everything else that's happening is so much more important than everybody getting murked. It just blew on over, Dale. And nobody tripping off of how it popped off, bro. Dale, bro went to one spot. The kids was having like a kids' day bowling thing, blew that spot up. Then went to a bar, blew that spot up. Then they found his Subaru. Then he just went into the woods. They couldn't find out where he was at. Allegedly, they found him in a trailer. Dale, days later, they didn't even know where bro was at, Dale. I'm sitting here chilling like, what if he just come to Cali? Like, what?
What's going to happen?
What's going to happen? So, Dale, I ask you this, bro. I want to ask you this. I know you don't be on the Twitter like I be on the Twitter, but I know you be on other social medias where you be on the social medias. You be with other parents, doing parent stuff, so on, sewing teddy bears, going to picnics, making salami sandwiches, things like that. Bro, what did you know about this before I hit you with it?
Not a damn thing. I didn't know not a lick of nothing. First off, I mean, the shit's in Maine. Niggas don't keep up with Maine news. Nobody ever kept up with Maine news.
Bro, that's disrespectful. Bro.
Nobody knows nothing about Maine. The only thing I know about Maine, and I think that this happened in Maine, was it. It happened in Maine. You know the clown?
Yeah, man. Well, Maine is famous for lobster.
I didn't even know that. I don't know nothing about.
You never heard about Maine lobsters? You don't work in all these restaurants. You know Maine got the best lobsters.
I mean, it's possible.
Listen, man, this ain't about that.
It really ain't. But like I'm just saying, I don't know nothing about what be going on. Like Maine is just one of those. It's just so far off the grid for me. It's just like I just can't keep up with their news. I think
they news, Dell. They news. I'm not saying, nigga, their mayor didn't get caught with porn. Like I'm talking about.
I wouldn't know if they mayor did get caught with porn. I wouldn't even know.
Nobody would know that because that would be. I'm saying like that would be they news, or if they had like a transgender parade, that would be they news. Right. Or if the battery factory caught on fire, that would.
But the thing is, if they had a transgender parade, everybody would know about that. Everybody. Oh, but this is just they news. It's like, man, that should be happening. Hey, people getting shot every day now, B. Like to be real with you, it's just too much stuff going on. Like not even trying to make fun of this situation, but it is just a lot of stuff. You got the Israeli versus Gaza. You got like you said, NBA tip off. People don't even know what's going on as far as like life in general. People just don't even know, is COVID coming back? Is it not? Like, what's going on? Flu vaccinations, like stuff is happening, bro. Like,
let me ask you this. Do you think we can say it's Maine? We can say it's Maine. But I'm gonna ask you, we can say it's Maine. It's not a big deal because it's Maine. I'm gonna roll with you now. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you know what state Columbine is in?
Is it in Maine?
This is my point, bro. This is my point.
No, I thought it was in Connecticut, though. Honestly, I thought
it's not.
Where is it? It's in Maine?
No.
Columbine?
Yeah.
It's not Connecticut?
No, it's not. But that's my point. Before you Google it, don't Google it yet. Before you Google it. This is my point, though. When we was freshmen, don't Google. I see you typing. Listen, it's in Colorado. Listen.
Oh, it is Colorado. Yeah, I did know that. Colorado. Yeah, no, I did. It was a while, but I did. Colorado, Maine, they're like the same thing. Like, almost.
No, it's not. Look, Pete, you've been for our listeners. This is Dell that been. He been everywhere. He done been everywhere. Nigga don't even know that Columbine is like 12 hours from here. Listen, Pete. This is my point, though. This is my point. When we was freshmen, and they went in there and lit up everybody. You know how many people they killed?
They killed like 24 people.
Killed 15, Dell.
15, yeah.
15. Way lower than what you thought it was. But you thought it was 24 because we talked about it for months.
Yeah.
You thought it was 25. Like, it must have been, you thought it was a way bigger number than 18.
Niggas.
Right? Because when we look back on it, like the seriousness of it, how like all the schools, everything was fine. I mean, you was in high school in the suburbs. Yeah. So everybody was shook. They was like, they're going to come here. Right? But the coverage was so big, you think it was like 24 people. Bro, when I Googled it, I was like, it must have been like 30, 35. No, 15, it was a big deal. 15 was a big deal then. Then you had Sandy Hook a minute ago. That was 24. This one being 18 just ain't popping. So I want to ask you, Dell, do you think it's the location? I saw this to say, this is my build up for my question. Dell, is it the location or the number, sadly?
It's the location. It's the location and the numbers. But let me tell you why. Columbine sounds like Schindler's List. Like that shit sounds the same. Like it sounds the same. Like Columbine, Schindler's List. Like that shit go together. Like Columbine, like the Columbine killings. Tell me that don't sound crazy. The Maine killings. Like, see, it doesn't really intrigue you like that. Look. But Columbine, like it's one word. Columbine. Like it's like, oh, Columbine was crazy. He had a trench coat. Like it was crazy. Like that sounds super wild. So the location definitely has something to do with it. But like Maine people, like, oh, Maine, like they shoot up in Maine, like that's wild. That's unusual. And then they keep moving forward, like because like, nobody really knows nothing about Maine anyway.
Let me ask you a question. My bad. Sandy Hook was at Q28. Do you know where Sandy Hook is at?
Sandy Hook.
I'm sorry. Is that name popping? Is that name popping enough for you?
That just sounds like a dope name. Sandy Hook. Like come on, Sandy Hook killings? Like that sounds crazy. You gotta have like.
So you saying you wait, okay, let me ask you this. you be like, Ryan gonna get us canceled saying this shit. Everything you said is gonna get us canceled. Listen, but I want to ask you this. All right, what for it to be 18 people got murdered? Let me ask you this. How many people had to get murked in Maine if you think for the across your news feed?
55.
55 in Maine. Damn, bro, you disrespectful. Because the cold parties, here's the thing. Interestingly enough, what you're saying, I don't debate any of this. I don't debate that you're incorrect about any of this because opening Twitter, bro, I couldn't find it, dog.
Right.
Like the thing is, big ups to YouTube. Because you know how you open up YouTube and they'll have like a random thing like Joel Embiid have 40. Or Chigs listening to something random. I swear I saw it on YouTube. I was looking for something to listen to on the drive. And it just said, Maine shooter. I'm like, what the hell? And then to go to Twitter and Elon just like, nah, bro, Cardi B tripping again.
Yeah.
And NBA tip-off and some Jordans coming out. Bro, I don't even follow none of that stuff. So to go to For You, then go to trending, then go to news, I can't find it in trending For You or news. I got to find it.
Right.
Bro, I think it's become so normalized. It's become so normalized, Dell. We just out here.
Yeah. I mean, my city is at a state of emergency. So
Vallejo?
Yeah. See, people don't even know.
What do you mean state of emergency? What do you mean?
Means that basically there's not enough police. There's not enough police, and people getting shot every day. B. There's more crime. There's too much crime going on, bro. There's more crime every day. Every day.
Have your city filed bankruptcy yet?
Nah, we ain't on bankruptcy. We filed bankruptcy years ago, but we back from that. But okay. We did.
That's but things like bankruptcy. Oh, go ahead.
But things that are happening are, it's like, okay, like we had a city councilman. The city councilman got fired for some shit, and then even though he got fired, he ended up still getting paid. He still gets a salary of like 900,000. Like they still trying to pay him off 900,000.
Oh man.
Like, it's just ridiculous shit that's just happening over here, bro. Like, we ain't got no Trader Joe's, like stuff like that. Like,
stop it. You had me until. Why do y'all deserve a Trader Joe's? If y'all got a whole councilman that got fired, y'all deserve a Trader Joe's, bro. Listen, fix your bankruptcy and y'all get a Trader Joe's.
We don't got bankruptcy out here. We good.
Give y'all 3 years from it, then y'all still can't get credit cards that's secure. So y'all gotta chill.
Whole city can't get a credit card without it being secure.
That's how bankruptcy works.
Y'all can't get no loan. Like, it's bad. Like,
now, so here's the thing. So okay, I'm gonna say this. All right. So if we'll ask this then. Mm-hmm. So nationally, you know how we would say Vallejo isn't a big deal nationally, right? All right. Do you think that is Vallejo the Maine of the West Coast then?
Yep.
So I didn't expect you to answer it like that. So you saying that if 18 people got murdered,
it's probably been about 18 niggas that got murdered. Niggas don't even be caring.
I don't mean individuals. I'm not talking about Quan and Trey and them. I mean, like, if somebody went into y'all had a Trader Joe's. Mm-hmm. So y'all had a mass Trader Joe's, and someone went there laid down 18 people.
If it was at a Trader Joe's, yeah, that'd be a big news because it's one of the biggest things we would have out here. That would be popping. Like, niggas got shot at Trader Joe's. That's wild. But the niggas get shot at. Let me tell you this. I'll tell you this. There's some real news. There's some real shit that niggas don't even know about. So out here, there's hella dispensaries in Vallejo. Like, dispensaries, right? Like, unlimited. Niggas, this is the dispensary mecca, right? Then they just closed down my favorite dispensary. You feel me? The other day. Because this is how it was. And this dispensary been open since I probably before I had moved here in 2015. So the dispensary had to be open, right?
Okay.
So they closed that dispensary down. The first night, the reason why they closed it down is because some nigga went in there, ran in there, stole an ATM machine, and just got out. Got up out of there. Right? Then they had another break-in, and they was just like, fuck it. Nigga, I went there one day, just going over there. I just went by there and just seen, they just was out there with a U-Haul truck, just packing stuff in. I'm like, I had to ask them, like, yo, what's going on? They was like, oh, man, we have to close this joint down. Because it's bad over here. Like, damn. Y'all just closing this shit down. Like, and literally, that's how it is. Went to the liquor store right next door to the store, right? Right next door. They like, bro, we had to get rid of our ATM because niggas just keep stealing ATMs. Nigga, it's still here. Like, niggas. That's what I'm saying. Niggas go run at night with a stick. Like, the run club. Niggas is in a group still with sticks. Everybody got to have a stick. Like,
got you. So let me. So this is full circle. Maybe we're reaching our answer for this. So you'd admit that when it comes to outside of murder, right? When it comes to like the West Coast, and our homelessness and crime situation, and stores closing, and San Francisco closing all the Targets, and all the CVSs and Rite Aids closing. Are you saying that? Do you think that our purge level of crime has made us numb to mass shootings?
Yes, we are numb because it happens so often. So when you talk about Columbine was a big deal because it was like a rarity. Like, what? 99. A school got shot up? That's crazy. And like, it was fearful. It was like hearing about 9/11. Like, wow. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is even happening. You feel me?
That's a good point.
Till now, shit happens all the time. Movie theaters, churches, niggas shooting up anything. Niggas shooting up crosswalks. Like, niggas can't do nothing.
Wait. Oh, they said niggas is shooting up the crosswalk. Shoot up the crosswalk. Come on, man. Come on, man. Niggas to shoot up the crosswalk. You know what? You make a good point, bro. Because now that you say it, when you say it, this is really funny. When you say it's like 9/11, because when the 9/11 thing happened, right? I was thinking about this the other day. Because I have pre-check because anything else would be uncivilized. But then my cousin has clear. So the clear people cutting from the pre-check people. I'm walking through there, Dell, just, I'm not getting butt naked because that's how you doing pre-check. I'm walking through there, I'm thinking, damn, man, all it took for us to get safer was just people paying money.
Yeah.
Like all y'all wanted to like say this is for safety, but eventually, because people started getting pissed off, we just created class system in the airports.
Mm-hmm.
So since the 9/11 thing happened, and which I think it could easily happen again, but since that happened, hella things changed. But if we had like 9/11s every 5 years, we had 9/11 every 5 years. I'm like, hey, you heard about the 9/11 in Texas? You'd be like, bro, you're like, bro, how many? How many? Because the last 9/11, Ryan, it was 3,000. How many this one? Oh, bro, just 1,100. Oh, let me get out my face, man.
Nigga, get on my face that we shit. Like, niggas, like, that's sad, bro. Don't get me wrong. It's sad that niggas don't know, but
it's sad. It's. I mean, even the Sandy Hook. To your point, this is where we got across. Sandy Hook was in Connecticut.
Yeah,
and Sandy Hook was that was 26 people, and that wasn't Sandy Hook. The cold part about Sandy Hook, Dell, that was the one that was so many kids that people started saying it was fake.
Yeah.
So that's how numb we are of these. Where it's like, nah, that's too crazy. It can't be real.
Yeah,
bro, that's how bad it is, Dell.
Yep. Numbers don't even seem real because that's football numbers. Like, nigga, like that's crazy. Like 34 yards, like 34 kids, like that's crazy. And elementary kids at that. Like, come on, man. That sounds sad, boy. But Maine.
So here's my question to you. So when you know since these are so normal, normalized, right? And then we know they can't find these people now at this point. Like usually it's a standoff. They murk dude, they get him in the head, like give him a noogie, take him to jail, something like that. Or they take him to Burger King, or they just give him life in prison and let him do push-ups. But this time they couldn't find dude for several hours, and then allegedly he murked himself. They found his body in the trailer.
Right.
So though, if these are just regular and the police can't protect you, and niggas just taking ATM machines, how do you move now, bro? What's your advice to people in the streets? How do you
have a gun? You should carry a gun. I just saw this thing about this YouTube driver. I mean, not a YouTube driver, Uber driver, who they tried to rob him to steal his car. And like, you ain't supposed to carry guns when you drive an Uber, but this fool, you know what he did? He had a gun in his what do you call it? Like the panel of his door, and got out and saved his life. You feel me? He would have been just another dead Uber driver on a t-shirt. Like, sorry for James.
Uber drivers on t-shirt.
I had to James. He drove me to my dentist appointment. Like, that's it. Like that's it. That's all they would have had for him, right? But like, nah, he saved his life because he had a gun. Carry a gun. That's my thing now. Carry guns, man. Lock your door. Get a ring cam. Like, because school should even have a ring cam. Like, fuck it. Like, cameras, all of this shit. Like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit.
I think, I think what I'm confused about, my brother, is how we get to a point where we got the song, don't try that in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
You heard the song?
Yeah.
Don't try that in a small town. You got all the gun people that be like, well, this is a good guy with a gun is better than the bad guy with a gun. And you would think Maine, like this weekend began their hunting season. Mm-hmm. So I would think that you're in an area with a lot of like good guys with guns. But dude was able to go to 2 places and nobody did nothing.
Right.
So is the problem is having a gun on you going to do it? Because if the right dude show, because this guy was a armed forces teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Gun instructor.
He was trained. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So is having a gun on you even going to help, Dell? Like, what you supposed to do?
Well, I mean, yeah, you should. I mean, unfortunately, you're talking about this dude's a trainer, but at the same time, you should go get trained on how to use your firearm. But I'm just saying, like, having a gun on you should prevent something. Like, you should make you feel something. I don't know. It may not do nothing for everybody, but it's going to save somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't going to do nothing for everybody because you might not be pulling out the gun all scared. You back up. You don't know what I'm going to do. Like, no, nigga, pow, you dead. So it's just like, my thing is I don't know, man. I think it's better. I think it's having protection Things having protection, man. You need that. You need that in your life. Carry a blade if you don't know how to use a gun. Fuck.
You gonna advise our listeners to bring a knife to a gunfight?
Yep.
That's
fuck it. Whatever you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do.
Bro.
Bring a slingshot. Carry a weapon. Whatever you carry, a baseball bat, whatever. Nigga, whatever you need. Whatever you need. But I'm saying, learn something. Like, learn how to fight. Learn how to protect yourself.
Learn how to fight, bro. Dell, you know what type of gun. You already know what type of gun he had. I got to Google that. You already know what he had.
I know exactly what he had. But it's still.
Know what so what you this is the fist fight, bro? Like you.
It ain't nothing you can do about
trying
that.
To fight a bully. This is terrorism.
Yeah. I mean, I would say this though. Really, reality is say something though. You see something, say something. Hey man, this don't look right. You know what I'm saying? See something, say something.
That's a good point. Right. That's a good point because a lot of people, of course, after this comes out, Robert Card and his dad were the people would just stay away from. We always just knew to stay away from it. Everybody say that we just stay away from. We just stay away from. Stay away from. And I was thinking to myself, if I was in Maine and I just pulled up, all the Ryan I could be. I'll go to Maine and do some mic. Maybe got a good comedy scene or whatever. And I just wonder how many interactions I would have that may not be the most pleasant interaction. I wonder that. As compared to somebody who several people seemingly like knew dude was nuts, but nobody ever really said anything about him being nuts. Like there hasn't been those calls where it was like Rachel Johnson called the police 17 times on Robert Card versus how with Dahmer, they have all these calls. Like we told the police dude was eating people. Mm-hmm. We told he was kidnapping gay dudes, banging them and eating them. Everybody knew. But I just want to know. I want to know if anybody called. So to your point, Dale, this is it. I think that's the answer. How do you move if this is just going to happen all the time? And we're not going to change some of the laws. And the police can't protect you. If you see something, you got to say something. I'm sorry, y'all. Whether you Karen, Keisha, Guadalupe, Ling Ling, you got to snitch. You got to just call the police on everybody. Sorry, man. This can't. We may have to all learn something from Karen. Call the police on everybody. Call them because don't. I'd rather have it be this. I'd rather have it be this, Dale. Did you know John was crazy? Nah, John, nice dude. John used to watch my kid. John brought some Easter bunnies over and he painted the A's with the kids. He paid my kid rent. He paid my kids' board through college and everything. I didn't know he was going to kill 50 people at Great America. That's how the story should be. It shouldn't be, we always knew something was wrong. It should never be that.
All right.
Should never be that. Because the thing is this, if we can't change the gun laws, that ain't ever going to happen. You can't change the gun laws. And nobody want to be the police because being the police is hard. At this point, if you know somebody crazy and they do some crazy shit, your ass going to jail. That's just what's about to start happening. Right? I mean, like we knew he had hella ammo and he was always just yelling at his dog. And he's a covering himself in ketchup. But to each his own.
We just left him alone. We just figured let him be him. He's non-binary. Like, and then
Come on, man. Listen, while we're on a hype of handing out incredibly random opinions about global news. I'm sorry. According to news, according to Dell, Maine is in global news.
It's day news.
It's day news. Who would say something like that? That's day news. All right, listen. A lot of y'all have been asking about this. People been asking, hey Ryan, when you and about that time, we'll talk about the Israel-Palestine thing, man. I'm like, bro, I don't really got an opinion on it. I'm trying to mind my business. Like, nah, bro, you gotta have an opinion because you gotta have an opinion because y'all pay taxes. And I was like, bro, like that's not how taxes work. My belief is that we just print off money. We don't, my tax money ain't going to that. We just give money to what we're going to give money to. And I looked into it and turns out since 1947, the U.S. has given over $200 billion worth of aid to Israel, most of that being for their military. So I guess since I live in a country that sent that much money somewhere, I mean, I guess I should have an opinion. So me and about the time we're gonna have to get into it, man. So Dale, based on the limited information that we have about this situation, what are your thoughts on the Israel-Palestine, Gaza, Hamas situation?
Genocide. I think that I'm gonna probably get this canceled, but this is my real thought. I think that if this was anything else this would be looked at a bigger spectrum. And I think that because the way we're looking at it is, it's like a right of ownership. It's like, oh well, we believe that this is our land, and now we're going to take it back from Gaza. This is Israel coming back at Gaza, and they're attacking and they're trying to wipe them out. It was even to a point where Gaza was like, yo, we're going to even give you back a hostage. And Israel was like, nah, we don't want that hostage, because they want to keep it to the bad perspective that Gaza is really like evil, and that they're really got these hostages and things like that, because they really want to wipe them out. They really want to clear out Gaza and take over that land and let it be their land. They believe that that's their land. They believe that God left that land for them and things like that, similar to what the Native Americans went through here when they were wiped out. So I believe it's genocide. I believe what we're watching and what we're even as U.S. as the U.S. is being a part of this. I feel like we're taking in on this too. We're being a helping hand to this genocide, and I think it's a bad look on us. And I think like sometimes it scares me about what the karma may be for us on how we've been moving lately. You never know what it's going to be. We don't know when China might wipe us out, or when Russia might wipe us out, or when they might join together and decide to wipe us out, because the way we're moving is terrible. We didn't like when Russia did this to Ukraine, but now it's okay when Israel does it to Gaza. It's wild. And the crazy thing is, when you look at the United Nations, and all they needed was one vote to end this whole thing, and U.S. didn't want to give that vote. That's it, bro. And it was just one vote away from that. And we sit over here and talk about progression. We sit over here and talk about peace, not war. And we're sitting here just watching this. It's a daily spectacle. We choose not to show what's happening in Gaza the way that it should be shown. The fact that kids are dying, the fact that hospitals are getting blown up. It's a very sad, tragic thing. And part of the reason why something like Maine might get overlooked is because of this. It is because of how big this is. People are dying every day, and it's like basically how it was when 9/11 happened, and Americans was out there just attacking anyone that looked like they were Muslim, looked like they were anything. And it's saddening, bro. It's saddening to see, it's saddening to hear about. It sucks, bro. That's my real thoughts about it. It sucks.
All right. I'm going to do something a little bit different. And before I give you my opinion on this, I'm going to give you the law of power that I was going to use today, right? So law 27, play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. People have a psychological need to believe in something or someone. You can attract a loyal following by positioning yourself as a source of hope or answers. This, however, carries a heavy ethical responsibility and should be practiced with caution to avoid manipulation and exploitation. And what I think the U.S. has done a great job of is creating a cult-like following for our country to follow a particular narrative that's being fed to us. Now, what I didn't know about this a while ago was I had no idea that they were already our ally. Like Israel's been an ally for X amount of years. And I didn't know exactly what this was until I thought back about a time when I was in Fresno and this was happening again. Well, prior, and people were on the corner with signs for Israel. People were honking because we get the news like there's people that are bombing us. We're being bombed. And it's weird how Dell, now we have social media and now there's like another side of it. Because when this was happening when we were younger, all I was hearing was that Israel was being attacked. That's all I used to hear. And now that we have both sides, it's like, oh, wait, there's more of a story behind this. And what I think is, when emotionally and rationally two people both consider the other people to be wrong, I can't just dive into a side just because America said that's the side that we're supposed to be on.
Right.
And I think that's the problem where people are attacking the left and attacking people that are pro-Palestine, attacking people that are just attacking people that are pro-Palestine, attacking people that are calling genocide, like you said, because they're like, how could you support genocide? And it's like, I don't even have enough information to blame Hamas. I don't have enough information to blame Palestine. I don't have enough information about the land because from what I gather, the way American values work are land is the land of whoever took the land. That's how American values work. So interestingly, when the argument is stated that, well, it was Israel's land thousands and thousands of years ago, 1,000 years ago, Israel's land, so it's their land now still. So if they want to genocide these people off of this land, then that's right, because that was their land years ago. And America supports that. But we don't use that. We don't use that argument for like Native Americans.
Right.
We don't use that. There's no way. It's just been, no, we got here first. We hustled y'all. We just work harder. We work harder than y'all. We just work harder. Like we just gonna build. We're gonna mold the faces of presidents over the land that we gonna take from y'all. But then when it's in another country, we'd be like, nah, it's theirs because thousands of years ago.
Right.
That's crazy because if a bunch of, I don't know, random Cherokee people got together and decided they were just going to take back Florida. Right. It would be called terrorism.
Yep.
That's what it would be called. The Seminoles wouldn't be able to say, no, we was here thousands of years ago. Nah, we own it now, so it's terrorism. Or all the Mexican people that come back here, even though like they may have ancestors that were born in California, when California was Mexico, they come across the border. No, that's illegal immigration. That's terrorism. They bringing drugs in here. But that was there thousands of years ago. Maybe actually 300 years ago, that was their land. But when it's a different country, then we rock differently for it. Now, I understand hypocrisy is all part of human nature. So all I say is that when you give me the reason why we support them, just tell me why. Just be say what Cat Williams said George Bush meant to say. They got all the oil and they trying to keep it all from us. So we're going to go get the oil. That's it.
That's it.
All y'all got to say is Israel is an ally and we got to protect Israel because the way their border is set up, that's going to help us stop Russia from doing this other thing. Just say that. You don't got to tell me that these people are cutting off babies' heads. You don't got to say that these people are using grandmas for shields. You don't got to say that because I understand that Hamas is the terrorist group that is protecting Palestine, but that don't mean all the Palestinian people is bad.
That right there.
And if you can't see
innocent people,
and if you can't see that, then you're the reason we got race problems in America right now.
Right.
If you can't see the difference, because those are the same people that be like, well, all white people ain't racist. Yeah, I know that. All white people aren't the KKK. But to be like all the Palestinian people are all pro-Hamas is wrong. There are some Palestinian people that's like, yeah, they pro-Hamas because ain't nobody else gonna stand up for them. But most of them are not. So my feelings are, I don't appreciate the narrative. And I just wish the U.S. they never gonna keep it real because they got to make it seem like, oh no, we support them and send them billions of dollars because they got a terrorist group that's going there cutting babies' heads off. And then it turns out that shit get all throughout Twitter and all throughout the news media and through every single platform. And then turns out that shit wasn't even true. Right. But at that point, it's already been spread and said so many times. It's already been
people gonna believe the lie.
Yeah, it's already been digested. So that's how you create the cult-like following. Right. That's how you do that. So that's the part that bothers me. It bothers me really badly, but I'm very impressed by the resurgence of new information. I had this conversation with your wife a while ago. We were talking about how she was talking about one of her friends voted for Trump and she couldn't understand how he would do that. And she was concerned about his political well-being, if you will. And I said, well, 50% of the country voted for him. Right. So 50% of people can't be crazy. 50% of people could be wrong. Yeah. 50% of people could be misjudged. But if half believe the same thing, I mean, there must be some truth in there. Yeah. Right? Like, it's half. You're not going to convince somebody that voted for Trump and told you they voted for Trump and as intelligent as you telling me that they're a wrong person. Maybe ask them why exactly, because it's 50-50. So even for this, when it's like, Israel's right, no, Palestine is right, it's too many people on both sides for me to be like, yeah, this person's right. It's half and half. Versus certain things, like let's say for finance, there's certain financial things that like 90% of the country does that 10% don't. That 90% is wrong. So like you got 90% of people that most people in America don't have $1,000 for an emergency. Right.
That's
most
lack of financial literacy.
Exactly. Most people don't. Now, if it was half and half, they're like, okay, wait. What's happening? What's happening? But because it's the most, it's a lot of people making a bad decision. But when something's split down the middle, you got to ask yourself questions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my problem with the narrative that they want everybody to roll with just because we America. While we're dealing with the war over there in like Eastern Europe too, and then we got this other one. We're gonna just send money to both of them, and I kind of feel like I suppose this is just a lot of war right now.
Right.
And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this. And it could just be about timing. It could just be about timing. But I know this. When the orange nigga was in the White House, we ain't having the war. I'm not going to give the cliche with all the black people have money. I'm not going to give you that cliche.
PPP loans. Everybody's winning Bentleys, Benz, and Ferraris and Birkins. Birkins for bags, Ferraris, alligator bags, a lot of shit. I'm not saying it could be a coincidence, but I just think I don't know, man. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, Dell. It's not. It's not a good look.
Not a good look.
I mean, we look terrible, man. We look terrible. What do you mean? The whole United States, the whole crew. You know what I'm saying? Record label. We moving bad. The whole crew, record label. What'd you say? How you say it?
As a staff, record label in the crew?
The crew, we are looking terrible right now. We look bad, bro. We look like we don't know what we want in life. One minute is like, we need to save Ukraine because they getting wiped out over there by Russia. Next minute is, well, Israel, they just doing what's right for them. Like, which one is it, fam? Like, come on, bro.
They just doing what's right.
Like, come on, man. Like, get up out of here. And I think about a lot of stuff. I mean, right. And maybe this might get a little bit too personal, but I really be thinking about countries like where my wife's from, like being from the Philippines, right? Like, what if somebody just wanted to take that country over? You feel me? Just on strength. Like Spain was like, fuck it, bro. We got to take this shit over. Like, it's us now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how easy that could be for somebody, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? They might not be ready for that right now. Like, it's a lot of people that ain't even ready for that. So I don't know, man. Because like, does it stop here? Like, what if they want to be like, no, you know what? We got Gaza now. We're gonna go over here and take this. Like, you know what I'm saying? You Debo now. Like, hey, Israel, you got all your money over there. Yeah, but I want to spill Gaza money. Like, I don't know what it is.
But you mean Israel trying to just take the Philippines, like randomly? You think
just anything?
Oh, like where does it stop?
Yeah, where does it stop? I mean, I was thinking more like Spain would probably do it because they had conquered them before, or like Europe in general, just go over there and just want to be like, we're going to take it over. Maybe more than likely Korea would do it because since they already have so many businesses in the Philippines already. But it's just, where does it stop, bro?
I mean, it don't, bro, because honestly, so I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but on October 26th, there was a collision between Philippine and Chinese vessel in the South China Sea. And then Biden just had to just be like, hey, just so y'all know, China, like, we defend the Philippines if y'all try to run up on them. So it doesn't end. Like, and I don't know, maybe we say that China like, oh, so y'all can send Israel money and send Ukraine money, and y'all think y'all just rock with the Philippines too now? Yeah. That's how y'all feel?
Next thing you know, bombs. Next thing you know, it's Red Dawn out here. You ever seen that movie?
Red Dawn.
Yeah, it's Red Dawn out here. Next thing you know, we wiped out.
So what do we do?
Bro, it ain't nothing you can do at this moment. Like, unfortunately, like in these kind of situations, because you can't convince nobody, like you can't convince anybody that's like from Israeli background that what they're doing over there isn't right. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that are from the Israeli background who are like, this is right. I'm talking about big names, Sarah Silverman. You got people who are like backing this, right? Like, yo, this is right. Like what they're doing over there is wrong. And it's like, bro, like I always think like, it's funny because I wish we can do what Jewish people do whenever anybody goes against them. They send somebody to Israel and be like, see what's going on over here? And then that person come back and be hella woke about Jewish politics. Like,
silly.
I was wrong. Like, I should have never said that against Jewish. Right? And they come back over here speaking heavy, like, rabbis and everything. Like, I need to be more woke about my decisions. I wish we could do that, right? Like, you could send somebody to Gaza and be like, you see what they going through over here? Like, oh, that's crazy. Oh my God. Like, and then they come back and they be like, this is crazy. Like, we need to stop this. Peace, love, happiness. Like, we can't do that because people are so invested in what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? It's like for a Black person, right? Like, even for us, we know that slavery and that at one point in our life that our ancestors were oppressed. So some people move like they still oppress.
Yeah.
Like they still oppress. So they see everything as going against them and they never shake that off.
Yes.
And the thing about the US is they tend to let us know that it's not like that, right? It's always a change. It's always that one cautious white dude who's gonna tell you like things ain't really the same by me, but we do need to fight for you. But things are changing. It's getting more progressive, right? Yeah. So then you start feeling that way. So then they give you a job, they give you a little bit of money, they give you this, they give you that. So you start feeling like, well, maybe I am acclimated in this country, right? And then until something goes against you, then you feel like, man, this is bullshit, right? That's how I feel about what's going on. It's nothing that we can do because our mind state is already in their mind state is already embedded that whatever's going on, this is wrong, this is right. They've been learning this shit for years. It's been passed down to generation. And the thing about it is, the Jewish run this country, man. They run this shit, man. Regardless of whatever y'all want to say.
Hey, man.
Y'all know, man. They need to know it, though. They run this shit, man. Y'all run this shit, man. I'll tell y'all right now, man. Y'all got it.
Y'all got it.
Y'all got it, big fella. I can't do nothing about it. Can't tell you shit. Don't be thinking they run this shit. Like, yeah, no. Nah, man, we don't got shit. Niggas got it. So they control the media. They control what's gonna happen.
Hey, man. Hey.
Just telling y'all no, man. So that's why y'all hear the shit y'all hear. You ain't gonna never hear no shit like. That's why as soon as some Black brother be like, I believe the first Israelites were Black. Or what? You believe that? Let me show you something. Next thing you know, you can lose your Nike contract. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. Hey. like
traded to the Mavs.
Like that guy in the background when Soldier Boy be like, I sold crack. Hey, man, I didn't go to private school. I sold rock. And dude in the background's like, hey, man, relax, man. Hey, man. That's how I feel. I'm gonna see that shit when we done. Yeah, but you peep the dude in the background. He's like, hey, man. Hey, man. So let me. You know what's interesting, bro? People, and I could be wrong on this, but I have no idea. We're gonna find out. I hear people say that thing when they be like, how come when some shit pop off, Black people can't get together like Jewish people get together and all this. I hear that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting thing is, it's like I learned that with all the Jewish people in like America, Israel people stand for Israel, like that's their motherland. So they all like they all gung ho, like they squaw for that, they gang, right? For that place. And that's forever linked there, which is really interesting because regardless of what color people are, they can say that they're from this place. It's very interesting. One of my friends, I didn't even know he was of that religion until he mentioned it. And then now he's from that place. Yep. You know, this is happening. So we got to say something, which I respect.
Stand tall.
With Black folks, though, I think the con of there being so many of us is we don't know where we're from.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, oh, well, we're slaves. Well, not all of us. Allegedly, I remember I was watching that thing they have on YouTube where the celebrities go back in time to find out, not back in time, but they find out where the roots are from.
Yeah.
And LL Cool J found out that his family actually weren't ever slaves. Right.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Right. So you have things like that. And you have like some of us from West Africa, and some of us are not from West Africa, and so on and so forth, and all over the place. Some people are from Canada, whatever. So there's no like central land that we're like, nah, bruh, like Congo, like we all from there, like stand up for Congo, like there's so many. of us that there's no particular, like, if it all went down, we will all just go here.
Yeah.
I don't, that place doesn't exist. So I think that's part of why. That's not an excuse why we can't get together and make things work with their work themselves.
But it's a good observation because like, so I know this. So like when you are of the Jewish descent, you are, I want to say obligated, but you have the opportunity, I think like right before you go to college, to go back home.
Interesting.
So that's something that's like your birthright. Like you go back home, you go back and you learn more about your Jewish community. And a lot of times this is why you see people who happen to be from Israel or have that background. They have so much of a strong
fiction.
They have a strong expression about it because they like, yo, like I'm from here. Like I know what happened. And it's fresh in their mind because they might have just learned this shit at like 17, 18. So now they're like, you know what I'm saying? It's so impactful to them now, right? Like compared to when it's like imagine that. Like imagine even if it was like, you know what I'm saying? You were like, yo, we know that you're from Ghana. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying? Right before you go to college, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, for sure, you're going back to Ghana. You go back to Ghana, you know what I'm saying? You meet with this guy, they take you on, they get you the food. You learn so much about your country, you learn so much about your culture, what you come from, everything. You learn about all of this shit, right? Yeah. So then you come back home at 18, 19, like, yo, I'm different from y'all. I don't even wear gold. I don't even wear none of this. I don't even none of that shit. You feel me? Because my people wear this, and this is what we do. You feel me? Shouts out to one of my friends, my boy Michael, he's from Nigeria, and he gets to go back to Nigeria all the time. And every time he comes back, you know what I'm saying? He has, you know, he's not one of those cats who use nigga. Like I don't think I've ever heard him say the word nigga. Yeah. Like, and it ain't because like he has anything against it. It's just because like they don't really use that shit in Nigeria like that. Like they don't use that shit loosely, you feel me? Like where he come from, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Like, so he's like very cultural about how he does things. Even like some of the things that he'll express, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This is how I feel like I want to move, because like he gets that in-home training that I know where I'm from. Right. Like I know exactly where I'm from. I know I go back home and see these people. You know what I'm saying? That's a difference on how you move. So I do think like you're right. Like if we did have that, it might change everything on how we move. It might unite us a little bit more. Not necessarily unite us to be like we'll all be moving as a unit, but unite you to a point where at least you'll be like, yo, okay, like I'm with the Nigerians, or I'm with people that are from Ghana, or I'm with people that are from Johannesburg, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever part of Africa that you feel like you're from, that you come from that. So
I'm not saying that new traditions can't be created. Yeah, and because I think that's brilliant. I think that practice, bro. I just think that what I'm expressing is the endurance of a religion versus a color.
Correct.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
That's powerful.
You know what I mean? Like that's because regardless, the thing is with me, I don't even be knowing who this is.
I know exactly what you mean. I
don't even be knowing who be Jewish or not.
Me either.
I don't be knowing who be gay or not. I don't be knowing who's binary or trinary or whatever. I know who's black most of the time. Yeah. So it's challenging.
Most of the time, because sometimes you might be somebody, you'd be like, yo, what's up, my brother? He'd be like, ¿Cómo está?
Yeah, man, but that's on, and like homeboy that's on the what's the guy's name? He's a big hitter for Texas Rangers.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about Papa?
No, not Big Papi. He's retired. This guy that plays for the Rangers right now. Okay. Something. But you see him? Looks like a brother, but he's from the DR. But even example, the DR, for example, like all those people can go back to that place, right? So the Dominican Republic is on the other side of Haiti. The DR is the DR, period. That's just where it's at, right? Period. Even Haitians, like, I don't know why you won't ever want to go back to Haiti, but if you ever went back there, it's that place. But for us, it's just all over. It's
like Flag Day. You ever seen like National Flag Day and everybody out there repping their flag?
Black people allegedly we have a flag. Allegedly there's a flag, but allegedly we have a flag, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I don't know that. I don't know that we got a flag. I don't know nothing about it. I'll just tell you this. I know sometimes I'll be feeling sad, like, you know, wish I had a flag. I could rep my shit, throw my shit out there. You feel me, gang? You know what I'm saying? But
there's a flag that was on Instagram several years ago. It's like the national Black people flag. It was made like 50 years ago.
Oh.
So you can start a tradition if you want.
You start a tradition you won't. Then you gonna come out with that flag. Niggas gonna be like, "Nigga, they ain't no real flag, cause I'm really like from this country." Like you and shit. Like your flag is like some shit they made up for you. Like,
you see, that's why we can't have nothing. Because everything is be something that somebody made up for us. That's the problem, bro.
Like it's always what do you call it when they let you into school? When they let you into school because you black? What is it?
Affirmative action?
It's always affirmative action for us.
Right. Always, man. Let me ask you this. We had World War One started in 1914. And World War II was in 1939. Bro, do you think that you and I are going to see a world war before we're 40?
Not before we're 40. But I do think we're going to see one before we pass.
Okay. So we good for the next year then.
I think we good for the next year. I don't think... It's just too much. Like, the thing about it is yes, there are people who are mostly like on this side, but there is a lot of people who think about the things that we mentioned in here now. And also what I'll say is what changes a lot of things from those last wars is because we can have some type of emotional connection with what's going on because it's filmed. You're seeing it live, right? Like you're not just hearing about it in the news. You're not just doing that. Like people are actually like, there was a situation where a doctor like in Gaza, like posted up and just like had to, was working at the hospital and ended up having to see his son come in there. Like you see in these sad moments, we're seeing children dying. We're seeing so much going on that I don't care really like where you're from. Like if you don't have any kind of like emotional for that, like you're just truly heartless at this moment, right?
Do you think more people will be like? You think there's more anti-war people at this?
There's
point
more anti-war people than it was before. Like before, you can almost give it to them like shit. I'm sorry if my words are slipping, but what do you call it? Like when army people try to recruit you, what do they call that? Like
a draft.
No, not a draft, but I'm talking about like what they would propaganda. So like they can use propaganda. And with propaganda, they can before they can like use it, and it was like you don't really know what's going on, so they can kind of like use propaganda to make you feel like, oh, I gotta go out there and be for my country. I gotta go out there and do this.
Bro,
right?
You don't think they do that by saying 40 babies got decapitated?
I'm saying they do that, but I'm saying certain people are going to look at that and be like, I gotta do it, right? But then some people are going to be like yourself. You hear that, and you're not like I remember when 9/11 happened. And mind you, keep in mind, like 9/11 happened. It wasn't really like no phones or nothing like that was going on, and we didn't know what was going on in Israel. We didn't know anything like that. But I remember even you were like, bro, I'm ready to join the army. Like
bro, that wasn't because of 9/11, bro.
You was ready to join the army. You were ready to army up right there.
I was not going to join the army because of 9/11, nigga. You crazy. Do not get on here into that lie and had this government try to draft me, bro. Hell no, I was not about to.
He was down, bro. He was like, "Yo, I got to do this for the country."
In fact, the reason why I decided not to join the Marines was because I realized, oh shit, it's 9/11. These niggas are gonna send me over there. Hell nah. The complete opposite. I was like, oh, this would be a good idea, but it's about to be a war, and they didn't even send the troops over yet. So it wasn't even going down quite yet. I don't think we sent them over there until like 2003. 9/11 was 2001. So they sent them over there when I think I was at Foot Action. So once I realized that, I was like, oh man, nah, this ain't
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. Imagine me going over there killing my own people. Like that'd have been fucked up. But like just you feel me? And I find it out years later, like, nigga, like, oh.
Bro. You wasn't gonna be killing nobody, dog. I think at that point, our graduating class had so many like gung ho people that was just about that life. They had so many volunteers to go do that. You wouldn't even made it. They're like, nah, Dell, we sending Ricky, Scotty, and Bobby over there. You don't get to go.
All white guys.
It's just like you said when 9/11 popped off. Everybody that was brown. Same thing. Right. Same thing, man.